Today's lesson is going to be more for the beginner crowd, and it's just going to be about jump-ins. And given the way that Street Fighter is currently, the design of the game, when somebody anti-airs you, the anti-air for many characters, oftentimes the damage is not something that's crazy. Although there are certain characters that can get very crazy damage off an anti-air depending on the amount of bar they have, if they're willing to spend, V-trigger and that kind of stuff. I mean, there are characters like Urien and Sagat, Gil, even Ken, who I main, when they get an anti-air, if they have resources, they can get tremendous damage off the anti-air. So, but off a basic anti-air, which is typically just like a crouch heavy punch, or depending on the character you play, it's a different button, or just a DP. That in and of itself doesn't amount to much in the long run. But what a lot of people don't think about is if you're somebody who loves jump-ins, and everybody wants that jump-in opportunity, because you can get so much reward for it. What you have to be really mindful of when you're jumping in on somebody is that when they anti-air you, they get added pressure. And I think that doesn't get talked about a whole lot. So it's really that added pressure in that Oki that they get off a knockdown that's killing you. So, if you jump in on somebody, you get anti-air, and all of a sudden, you have to guess what they're going to do next. That's where the game can really spiral out of control, and you could be left thinking, like, what just killed me? What killed you was that crappy, misjudged jump in. So, so this is basically a video to say, when you're facing higher level competition, it becomes more and more of a stipulation. And I mean, when you're at the highest tier, this is why many times in really high level games, you will hardly see people jumping in. And when they do jump in, it's usually like really well thought out. They're looking for the timing, the rhythm of their opponent. They're going for that read, based on what their opponent is doing. So this is basically it's going to be a short video to say that you have to be smart about your jump-ins, and that you may not realize it, but your bad jump-ins that are getting anti-aired are, in many cases, what's going to lose you a game. It's not just a knockdown off of the neutral, right? Off of grounded knockdowns. It's also the knockdowns that many characters get when they anti-air you. So, I mean, with Ken in particular, I'm just going to go through this real quick. You see right there. I mean, Ken, it's clear he gets some Oki. If you don't do a rise, obviously if you do a rise, it's gonna be even if you do a rise though, it's still gonna be so I mean, I guess let's just set Ryu to neutral jump. Right? So if I punish a neutral jump, I'm still gonna get Oki off that. And bam, next thing you know, if a character like my character has really good corner carry, not only did they get damage off the knockdown, they got Oki off the knockdown, and they put your ass in the corner, which is the worst position you can be in the game. It's where even shitty characters, like mid-tier Ken really shines. So all in all, there's like 3 things now that you really fucked up with because of your bad jump. And you can see in this situation, it even applies to neutral jumps. So you have to be careful even when you're neutral jumping, because when you start getting to higher levels, people are looking for anything. So if I throw a fireball, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to time, but in a match, oftentimes what will happen is I'll throw a fireball, And because many people think a neutral jump is a safe option to go for, I'll do like a dash dash, and then I'll do like a DP to punish the neutral jump that they were trying to do to escape from my fireball. So I'm not going to get super deep into the situation. I just wanted to, you know, showcase a quick example of a situation where even a neutral jump can be really risky, you know. So just all in all, the takeaway is going to be very smart with those jump-ins. Think about the jump-ins. I'm not going to get too deep into, you know, when you should do it to make this video not that long. But it's going to come down to really assessing what your opponent is doing, getting them to focus on certain things, conditioning them in neutral, and getting them to not focus on anti-airing. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If you start doing jump-ins from the get-go, you already put anti-airing in your opponent's head. All right, so the less jump-ins you do and the better you are just in the grounded footsie game, the more effective your jump-ins are actually going to be. So just keep that in mind when you're playing the game, especially to you guys who are trying to level up, you know, past ranks like gold and platinum and all that stuff. Because when you start getting closer and closer to diamond and above, people, you know, have anti-airing really set in their head the whole game, right? So it's gonna be harder and harder to get away with a jump-in. And you could lose a lot of your games if you're just recklessly jumping in. So that's pretty much the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. But that's pretty much it. And we'll, you know, upload occasionally whenever I feel like talking about something. But until next time, guys, have a good one.